Kenny Green raw perspective, concrete and steel, keeping it good and raw. Hey, look, dig this, man. Hit them subscribes. Unity for the community always. That's how we got to give it up, and that's how we got to do it. Hey, check this out. Here's a situation that happened to me a couple of days ago, right? Homie that I know, I see him in passing. So we don't know each other, but I see him in passing sometimes in the Diamond District where I be at. And he was trying to, sell his Cuban chain. I think he said he purchased it last year, right? And I said, well, go to the people that you bought it from. He said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I just saw you first. And I said, okay. So I said something slick. I said, well, shit, you should have saw me first when you was going to make your purchase. You know what I'm saying? They always want to see you later. So I said, all right, you know what I'm saying? So what happens, he go to the people he purchased it from, and they told him, this is not the chain you sold us. This chain is fugazi. It's heavily plated in 14 karat. So he's hot. He's hot, right? So he comes to me, and now he's telling me about the situation. And I said, well, man, you got a receipt or anything? Or, you sure this is, how you move? Did you let anybody use the chain? Because, you let somebody wear your shit, they might switch up on you, right? So he's saying, nah, he's adamant. He's hot. He's hot because he's feeling disrespected because he went in there and he spent, damn near $20,000 buying this necklace, this Cuban, right? And it was about 220 pennyweights. So even on the scrap price, scrap is like, you could just sell it at the refinery or sell it somewhere. That's somewhere around 14, 15K. They told him, nah, this ain't right. Now dig this, right? Sometimes people will take a metal chain, right? And they will heavily plate it in 14, 18 karat. And when you do the test, like you see that little black thing, they scrape it and they put the acid on it, right? It passed the test because it's the plated. You're dealing with the gold plated part. But sometimes you have to cut the necklace open to see what's inside, test what's inside. So a lot of people are walking around with chains and heavy jewelry that's not really all the way gold on the inside. Only on the outside is registering gold. There's machines, right, in the Diamond District. There's machines that you can take your gold. So whenever you making the purchase, say just get it, you can go, it takes 5 minutes. You put that chain inside this machine and it's gonna read what carat of gold that chain is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, because I see so much going on. I see so many people that look like me getting beat, getting their heads cracked, and it's all because you be thinking these people are your friends. You doing business. You doing business. Remember that. So like I said, a lot of times now, say if you're making the purchase and you're going to spend, $20,000 or so on a Cuban chain, a Cuban bracelet, something, just say, look, man, I want to get it tested on the inside and the out, make sure I'm good. You have a right to do that. When you spending your money, you are the king or queen of that scenario. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to let you do that, then say, hey, man, we can't do no business, because a lot of people out there are beating you. They are beating you. They're putting, cubic zirconians, mixing it with real diamonds. And I'm just trying to give y'all the game. And a lot of times when I'm on that street and I try to be the ambassador, because if they see me with you or see one of my people, Monk, Money Rush, see one of us with you, they know we know the game. So they're going to probably treat you a little different, and they're going to know, because I'm going to take you to the next step. I'm going to say, yo, look, man, he going to spend it. We're going to check this out. Do you have a way we could test it and see it right now? And he might say no. So I said, well, man, we're going to walk around the block. We're going to test it, and then we're going to come back, make sure everything is good and official. So I spoke with the jeweler, after homie walked. I said, yo, I walk with you outside. So I just let the jeweler know, look, man, you're going to experience a problem, man. This dude ain't letting it go. And I know he's the type of guy that's going to bring the pain to you. You know what I'm saying? And if he already spent a lot of money with you, Maybe the chain got by you. Maybe you sold it not knowing. What I'm trying to do is give him a possible out. Maybe you sold it not knowing what the contents of the gold and the metal was. If Holmes is spending money with you like that, maybe you need to take this one on the chin. Maybe you need to work out some middle ground for homie. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't gonna let it go. And a lot of people gotta understand, once you leave the street, the protection is off for you. You can't beat people for these 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and think everything is cool, right? So I was breaking it down to him because I wanted to imply some fear and let him know how real this situation could turn, right? So he said, look, man, I'll talk to you later. I said, all right. I said, man, look, I don't have no real interest in it. I'm just saying, look, man, how homies get down when they feel like they got played to the left because they trusted you. He trusted you, and homie said he spent over 200K with you. So you got to think, right or wrong, you might need to bring him some ease to this pain that he feeling. All right, I walk out. I'm talking to homie. He hot, you know what I'm saying? And I just said, look, man, you know, I don't know what you're going to do. But just whatever you do, think about it. You know what I mean? I see so many of these situations, and a lot of times, right, it's really nothing you can do. You have to cover yourself in the beginning of a transaction. Ask the questions. Ask that, you know, I want to get it tested. Just because you buying it from them, somebody could have beat them. Or they might be beating you. So ask to get it tested. Look, man, no problem. I want to take it. I want to get it tested. It might take you 10 minutes to go somewhere else, checks and balances. You find out what the real deal is with the piece. Then you can come back and sanction your deal as like, yo, we good, done deal. But what if you find out something different? All I'm saying, and I speak about this because a lot of times it's the people that look like me that's getting burnt and bamboozled up there. And all I'm saying, these people are not your friends. They doing business. Me being out there since the early 80s, I watch fathers pass the game to the sons and the sons pass the game to their sons. And what they're doing is everybody's getting rich, ripping us off. And some of them are doing good business with us, and I respect those relationships. The other ones, concrete and steel.